Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another sessions video in the digital car modification series. I'm still Rob, and this is my S2000 project. Guys, I just opened up Photoshop to do a tutorial. I think I was about to do body kits and window tints, which hopefully I'll get up a bit later. And I found this saved workflow of a piece of work that I'd done, and I thought I'd share it with you guys because it does contain some material that is, different from what people normally do, so it'll be definitely a good chance to make a quick video for you guys and hopefully give you guys a bit more inspiration as to other techniques and effects you can do. So as always, and as like my previous sessions video, I'm just going to talk you through the workflow step by step and tell you of any problems, any ideas and anything else that we can add to it. So like I said, this is my S2000 project. It's nothing to do with, if you saw my previous video, it's nothing to do with my movie themed cars. It's just a project that I just done, and what I tried to do, guys, is actually modify the car by not using donor images from S2000s to an extent. Okay, I tried to get different body kits, different bumpers and stuff from other models of car, and then using the warp and the free transform tool and the liquify filter, which I'll talk about a little later on, to try and get it to look as good as possible on the page. This is what I come up with. Like I said, this was more of an experiment, guys, so it could still use a bit of improving, but just as an experiment, this is the kind of thing that I do in my spare time. Right, so as always, I started off with a copy of the image, and as you can see that I've added a bit of shadowing to the floor because as always there's been a body kit added which needs a bit of a shadowing effect. Lowered the car as always, and as you can see there's burning here and you'll see why, and there's a little bit of red here, you'll see why again. It's all sort of coming together, so pretty standard stuff that we've already learned. Then I added the two alloys. These are awesome rims, guys. These are Volk T37s I think, and this was the image I used to extract them, so obviously I just hit Control T and then flipped it round so that the wheels were in exactly the same position that I wanted them for my image, and as you can see they're a pretty good match. And then I've added a bit of shadowing, and as you can see, guys, that actually looks just pretty good on its own. So after that, then I played around with the headlight. I added this headlight from another image that I didn't manage to save, unfortunately. The exposure is a bit high, but that's purposefully done, and you'll see by the end result why. Okay, and then I added the headlight brow. Well, as you can see, there's a headlight brow already, but if I switch this layer on, as you can see, it looks more like the bodywork, because the original looks a bit red. So what I did here is I literally used the clone tool and just cloned off the body and then painted on the brow to give it that effect that it looks like it's meant to be on the car instead of just this red sort of brow that looks a bit weird. Right, guys, for the bumper, what I've done is I actually extracted it off of this image, and as you can see, this is not a bumper to be modified. Now you're thinking probably, how the hell is that going to fit? The body work, as you can see, where the eyelids are and the way the bumper fits together is totally different. Guys, using the warp tool and free transform tool and liquify, you can achieve really good things, and this is what the end result looked like. Now as you can see, it's not perfect, okay, it's definitely far from perfect, but if you look at it from a distance, that actually looks pretty sweet for being a Mitsubishi bumper. And what I did here is, like I said, I got it in free transform mode by hitting Control T, then right clicking within the selection and going to warp. Okay, and then I literally warped it into place as much as possible without distorting the picture. And as you can see, I needed to adjust here a bit, but I couldn't without distorting the picture. And then I smoothed everything in using the smudge tool, and then blended the colors using the image adjustments and the color filters. So that looks pretty sweet. And what I decided to do, guys, is something different, is remove the hood and show the engine, okay, which is something not many people do for some reason. I don't know why. But this is the original picture I got, and because of the angle it was quite difficult to add the engine, but this is the result I came up with. And as you can see, it does look like it needs a bit of work, but it's not a bad effect on the whole. And when you see the finished image, guys, it doesn't actually look that bad. Okay, so that's the first half of the workflow saved, and here is what I've done, guys, to make it look a bit better. So what I've done here, as you can see, is I've added a Veilside Fortune side wing, which I've got, I believe, from this image here. I just literally cut it out and then molded it onto the body. And as you can see, it's not a bad fit. It does look a bit different from the different contrasts and colours of the actual car itself, but I did manage to do a pretty good job, I think. And I'm still contemplating whether to add a rear sort of arch just to finish it off, but I don't know, I just like that look. It looks, you know, a bit dangerous. A bit dangerous, guys. And then of course here we've got the lens flares that I added. If you check my lighting and lighting effects tutorial, you'll see how to do that. And then I added a, let me have a look. Okay, it doesn't say, but I think I added a soft light or an overlay effect to the whole picture, just so it doesn't look as, here it looks obviously quite light and drab, and here it looks a bit more, you know, I don't know, determined, to say the least. That's the only word I can think of, determined. Just to give it that look, and you know, I'm not going to explain because I think you can see where I'm going with this. And then obviously the corner pick, as we always say, you know, of the stock image. Layer 2 I don't think is anything, I don't know why that's there. And then I've got a Honda badge here with the Power of Dreams logo that Honda used for a while, and then they stopped doing it, I think. I don't know why, but I just think it looks pretty sweet from that angle. And what else have we got here? Obviously my copyright, stock image courtesy of blah blah blah, and then Honda S2000 here. And again, sorry guys, I keep clicking again, it's all that Red Bull. What I've done here is I selected the text, went into blending options, and as you can see I've got bevel and emboss, drop shadow, and it gives you this nice sort of beveled effect. And I've got the same for the Honda badge, guys. And as you can see, it's not a bad little project. I mean, it might need a rear arch, I might need to tint this window slightly. I don't know, the thing is with this kind of work, guys, is you just keep sort of looking at it thinking you could do things so much different. And you can, and that's the beauty of it. So I might even change the background and put it in like maybe Tokyo High Street or something. I think that'll look pretty sweet actually, with all those lights in the background. I don't know, but I'll keep you guys informed. So, you know, that's the basic workflow of my Honda S2000. I hope it helps you guys, you know, get inspiration for doing things like, you know, your bonnets, you know, being removed and having the engine bay showing. I mean, you can even like put the bonnet back on top and then cut out a bit of the bonnet and then get like an image of something perspex and make it a bit opaque. Change the opacity lower, and then you can have like that bonnet that's got the plastic see-through cover over and you can see the engine inside. That'll look pretty cool. But you know, mess around with showing your engine off, mess around with you know, different bumpers from different cars using warp, filter, liquefy. You know, you can achieve quite a lot of different effects that people normally wouldn't think of doing. I mean, no one would think of putting a stock Mitsubishi Eclipse bumper on an S2000, but as you can see, it looks pretty cool. And this needs a bit of work, but it was quite a difficult fitment. So on the whole, it's not a bad little project. I hope you can take something away from it. Questions, comments, as always guys, just leave them behind. Requests for tutorials, again, just drop me a message and I'll get them up for you if I can. So after this video, guys, I'm hopefully going to be adding a few more tutorials on window tints, window effects. Hopefully, if I can get around to it, because I've got a busy day today, a bit of body kit and body styling. We'll see how it goes. So that's Honda S2000, guys. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you on the next video.